Hello, and welcome back to more Terraria with Brian. We are back over near the right side of the map, where the dungeon happens to be located. And so I think today is the day that we are going to fight the Dungeon Master, who cannot be summoned under the light of day. We have to talk to this guy at night in order to make Skeletron appear. And before we defeat him, we won't be able to go any deeper in the dungeon. And so I'm gonna spend some time hanging out here, getting all prepared, and see you guys at nighttime. One of the items that was just in the entryway to the dungeon is the water candle that I'm holding right now. And if you hold the water candle, it's supposed to make more mobs spawn. And one of the mobs that can spawn near the outer edge of this map is another boss called King Slime. It's probably unlikely that he'll spawn while I'm just standing out here, but so long as I'm waiting for nighttime and I don't have much else to do, I figured I would hold the water candle just in case something amazing happens. And something else I noticed is this shadow orb has been following me around forever. It used to be the case with the old Orb of Light, that it would only run for 5 minutes or something, and then you'd have to turn it on again and spend some mana. But it seems like this might be around maybe for forever or until I die, so I guess that's a good thing. In any case, I see another slime over here. And it's always good to kill slimes because you can never have enough gel. Always running out. I've got 29 right now, but just keep making torches, keep needing more slime gel. Okay, well the sun is about to set. Let's kill off a couple more slimes while we have the opportunity. Come back here, slime! Aha! I will have your gel. There's one other thing I want to do before we try to wake the Guardian. One thing you'll notice is I set up a bunch of campfires here because you'll recall that campfires help you regenerate life quicker, and so I figured that'll be useful. But then the one other thing I want to do is I've gotten some spiky balls, which I believe we got during the Goblin invasion. Is that where you get these things? And I'm going to set a number of these down up on the platforms over here, because when Skeletron attacks you, Skeletron comes in a few pieces. He has this kind of main skull part, but then he has little hands. Let's see if I can actually get some of these scattered around in different spots that I'm trying to get them to. And his hands come around and fly around and try to attack you, and the hands often kind of dip down lower. And if you can get the hands to land on these spiky balls, the hands will take damage without you really having to do anything. And so it is good to have a number of spiky balls. All right, but the music just changed. So it's now officially nighttime. And so I've got the musket and I've got meteor shot, which I used with meteorite combined with musket balls. And so that's going to be my main weapon, I think. But let us talk to... You might just be strong enough to free me from my curse. Curse! There's Skeletron! Alright, and he's flying up through the spiky balls already, so that's good. We will switch to the musket and see what kind of damage I can do to him. I forget, I think he has 8,000 hit points? No, 4,400. Okay, that's not so bad. Alright, so if I can get good aim... My life is staying up not too badly so far. You see his hands dragging across the spiky balls and taking damage. It can be valuable to try to hit his hands and kill his hands. But I'm going to mostly just aim for the skull, because if you beat the skull, then you win the fight. And so far... Oh, there's a... I heard a falling star. I was hoping the falling star was going to fall right on him at some point. Staying around the campfires, my life is staying up pretty well. As usual, I've got good armor. I've got the full set of platinum armor, as well as a number of accessories that should be helping. And, alright, I've managed to take 1,000 hit points off of him already. And, yeah, I'm kind of happy with just kind of taking this easy. I could try other weapons. Actually, I wonder how the Vile Thorn would do. You can get kind of multiple hits on him and his hands and different things. It's a pretty good weapon. It's getting a lot of hits on him. I should use the Vile Thorn. Alright, and it is run just about out of mana, and so I will switch to the musket again for a minute. But yeah, I think a combination of these weapons should be just fine. As always, preparing the battlefield beforehand and having... Okay, he might be changing his Alright, let's switch back to the Vilethorn. Changing his attack. Having a good kind of battlefield arena prepared beforehand. Almost all of the boss battles in Terraria are places where you can choose the location or kind of prepare for the battle. And doing so is definitely almost always a smart tactic. Alright, I need to switch back to the musket. Let's try to find my mouse cursor so I can aim the musket. Alright, he's down to 1300. I can't remember if he gets any more powerful near the end of his attack or not. But so far I haven't even had to use like a healing potion, so that's pretty happy. And if I actually manage to land my shots... There we go, and I just heard the Vilethorn recharge. Whenever your mana all comes back, it makes this little ping sound to let you know that your mana is all filled back up. And so I will continue attacking the skull of Skeletron, who is taking damage after damage after damage. You'll notice that with the hands and arms, the arms don't damage you at all. It's only if his hands hit you that you actually take damage. Alright, gotta switch back to the musket again, and he's down to... yeah, he's almost dead. Alright, once again, I've gone into a boss battle, overgeared. Skeletron has been defeated! Hooray! And I hear another falling star to the right somewhere, and so I'm actually gonna go see if I can find that real quick. Whoa. I don't have any lights over here. Alright, I couldn't remember how difficult or easy that battle was going to be. I think the first time I faced Skeletron, he like totally kicked my butt. Back in earlier versions of Terraria, but I did not come into the battle with, what do I have, 32 defense, which is a whole lot of defense. As well as, you know, a great musket filled with meteorite musket balls or whatever. And what was the other weapon? The Vilethorn. Right, the Vilethorn ended up actually being a good weapon once again. Alright, so now that we have defeated... how is there a zombie inside my house? I didn't think you could spawn inside here. Because it's got a background that I just destroyed a piece of. That's a bummer. Yeah, this crazy meteor hamax, unfortunately, like, is a hammer, and as a result can destroy background walls by accident when you're swinging it around. And so I just destroyed a tiny piece of the wall right here. This still says spawn point set, so maybe it's still a legal room. Alright, my spawn is over there, which means if I were to die in the dungeon, I wouldn't have very far to go. But now that we have beaten the Dungeon Guardian... actually, a couple things. You'll remember that old man, who I guess had been cursed. I don't know if he's cursed by Skeletron or what it is the backstory there. But he will come back now as an NPC character, who we will probably see arrive shortly. Necromantic Sign? Is that what that said? Necromantic Sign. Alright. There's like all these crazy banners. The dungeon is filled with crazy loot, such as... lesser healing potions on the walls. Oops. I don't need to have the meteor thing here. I'm gonna change some of my items back around. That's pretty good. So yeah, there's all kinds of like crazy loot kind of hanging on the walls. There's a number of like redstone lights and contraptions in here. Well, mana potions. Here's a mana potion hidden on the wall. Well, not really hidden on the wall. I'm talking about the dungeon based on my own experience from earlier versions of Terraria. Ooh, the music changed. So I guess we're probably underground now. Inside the dungeon, and yeah, and as a result, we get into the actual dungeon enemies, and there are actually some pretty decent enemies in here. Let's possibly use the grappling hook. Oh, spikes. I forgot about that. And then terrain. The dungeon has spikes, and there's like, I'm not sure what they're called. Ooh, golden key. Let's loot all. So here's a light switch, which turns on and off this light, apparently. And if I had some kind of redstone, I could show you the red wire. But the dungeon's actually a good place to farm for red wire. And I think, actually, the mechanic, who is the person who will give us the tools to kind of, like, do our own red wire stuff, is another NPC who will be found somewhere hidden inside the dungeon. That's one of the things we can look for. I think these books are just, like, decorative. And yeah, as we get deeper into the dungeon, we're going to run into a lot more difficult enemies as well as more difficult terrain. And so I expect it to actually become a challenge. But we'll see when that happens. And for a moment, I'm just going to let the music play so we can hear this crazy dungeon music. Alright, so I just wanted to check. I can harvest the spikes, but it takes a long time to actually harvest them off the walls. So in certain places where the spikes are really causing bad terrain and causing me to die, I will probably take them off the walls, but other than that, I probably won't. Alright, here's one of these caster guys. And, oop, crap. I accidentally got into my inventory when I was trying to use a grappling hook. I have those two keys right next to each other on the keyboard. Alright, here's a new guy. Cursed Skull. And he can fly through walls. So I'm going to use the harpoon as my main kind of ranged weapon, probably. But since this guy can fly through walls and I'm in a narrow area, I'm not sure how good it's going to go. Oh, and he... Cursed. Cannot use any items. If he hits you, he curses you. And that's actually a really unfortunate debuff to have. Because you're pretty much can't do anything while you were cursed. Ooh, and there's some kind of crazy skeleton something down here. What was that? Angry Bones. Okay. So yeah, that is one of the enemies that used to be in the dungeon. He's just been kind of reskinned a little bit. And why can I not hit this curse? There we go. Cursed Skull guy. The bad thing about the harpoon is how long it takes to return, and so you cannot fire it very fast. But other than the musket, it is my best weapon right now. Although, I have so many musket balls, maybe I should just go ahead and use the musket on these guys some. Let me go ahead and fight off a couple of these dudes. Let's just go ahead. Let's get the musket on the bar. Crap. And let's try it. Oh yeah, that hits really well. And can fire just about as fast. Yeah, I've got 853. Let's go ahead and start using the musket a little bit. Nice. Alright, and they drop bones, which I think you can craft into something, but I don't remember what. Oh, and meteor, I forgot, the meteor shot bounces off of walls. And so I could like shoot it down the hallway and it'll kind of like bounce down the hallway. That's kind of cool, actually. So I can hit this switch to turn on that light, but those lights seem pretty dim, or I've already got it lit up with my own torches, and so it doesn't seem like that really matters. So far, we haven't encountered too many bad guys. Some more life hearts, in case I didn't already have. Maximum 400 life. I'm not even going to bother picking those up, because they'll just kind of clutter up my inventory. Alright. Here is a place where I probably want to harvest some of the spikes off the walls. Just because I would like to have at least one wall that I can stand on, so I am going to cut down a few of these spikes before I continue. Lincoln the Clothier has arrived! Alright, so we freed him from Skeletron's curse, and now he returns as the old man, the Clothier, another one of the NPCs, and you are hard to kill for whatever reason. There we go. And so, I forget if he just like sells vanity items, or what the Clothier actually does. But we have another NPC for next time we return home. Ooh, wow! A key just dropped. I wasn't aware. Oh, falling different places. Careful, careful, careful. I was not aware that any of these guys dropped keys. You need keys to open some of the chests that you find in the dungeon. And so yeah, they're really important to get. And so I think one of them just dropped down to the bottom of this room. And once I finish harvesting my spikes so that I can safely traverse the left wall, great, we will head on down and try to pick up that key. Oh my goodness, but yeah, there's a lot of enemies collecting down here, it seems like. Oh, hello, bad guys. Taste the meteor shot. Boom! Yeah. Alright, eventually I will run out of ammunition, but until I do, this is pretty fun. And I think I'm actually going to find some better weapons here inside the dungeon, and so maybe I'll be able to switch weapons kind of like while I'm inside here. Die! Oh, crap, crap, ouch, ouch, ouch. Don't curse me. No cursing to Brian. Eventually we'll get into kind of like a set of actual rooms. Right now it's just kind of like a downward traversing hallway so far. Ah, darn it. Right, I forget that you're what he calls go right through the walls. There we go. Oh, what's that? Guy falling on my head. It looks like... Oh, that's the Goblin Tinkerer! Oh, no! That was the Goblin Tinkerer. She was bound up inside the dungeon, and she just... I was wondering what was taking damage. I was like, are those guys taking damage walking on the spikes? Because they didn't used to take damage walking on the spikes. That was our NPC character that we were supposed to rescue. And so I'm not sure, since she was killed inside the dungeon by those bad guys, I'm not sure what happens now. I'm not sure if she reappears at another random spot inside the dungeon. Yeah, I really don't know. I hope she reappears somewhere else, because she's a really important NPC. She's the one we need in order to be able to do stuff with redstone wire, or red wire, or whatever it's called. But in any case, I see a chest over here. I'm just tearing down these spikes so that I can get safely over to the chest. And it is one of the lock chests. You can see it's got like a little keyhole on it, and so we'll have to use one of our keys to open it up. The gold keys that we picked up a couple of are non-renewable items. Well, they're renewable, but you have to, like, get a new one to reuse it. You can't reuse the same key. Ruthless Muramaza. Plus 17% damage, 21 melee, very fast speed. Let's try that out as a sword. Oh, wow, and you can just hold down the button. Alright, I'm gonna loot all. I'm gonna pick this up. Most of the time, most weapons you have, the pick you can just hold down the button, but most swords you have to re-click each time. So just being able to hold down the button is actually a tremendous, usability bonus. And it hits pretty hard, and it swings really fast. So I'm gonna try this as a primary weapon in the one slot. And... Oh, someone's taking damage again. Is she back? Yep, she's here. She's here. All right, let's see if we can rescue her. All right, let's talk to her. Thanks. It was just a matter of time before I ended up like the rest of the skeletons down here. You did once already. So you can buy a bunch of stuff from her. We'll find out about more about her when she returns. Always buy more wire than you need. When she returns, we will see her back at the house. I believe I have another NPC slot open for her. And so, we will find out more about her later. For now, let's try to stay alive inside the dungeon. Oh, crap. I got cursed. 3 seconds of not being able to use any weapons or anything. Alright, there we go. So yeah, up in the top left-hand corner, whenever you have any buffs or debuffs... Oh, that guy just dropped a key, too. It shows you... Nice. Oh, that was a rope. It wasn't a key. They look somewhat similar. You know, it shows you whatever buffs and debuffs you have kind of going on there, as well as how long they're going to last. And so that's how I knew how much longer the curse was going to last. Alright. There is something... Is that a door? Is that like a dungeon door? Pink dungeon door. That was crazy looking. Alright, these guys are bad news. I want to take him out. I need to get away from the spikes. And the curse guy. Alright, rocket boots! There we go. Go find your way home. So the good news is about the NPCs, like, once you freed them, like, even if they die, they'll just, you know, respawn back at the house. And so, oh, not too worried about it. Oh, crap! There was a trap over there, and there's some furniture. Alright, Trisha was slain. Hopefully she will respawn back over there. And then I think, is there a painting on the wall here? That looks like a painting on the wall. I want that. Alright, let's light up a little bit more so I can see what's around me and if other things are going to sneak up on me, and then we'll open this chest. So far... Oop. I'm about to speak too soon. I was going to say, so far the number of monsters has not been overwhelming. Mythical magic missile. I want that. Let's try that out. Oh, neat. You can steer it. What does it say? Casts a controllable missile, plus 14% damage. All right, let's see. I just want to see if I can hit these guys around the corner. Yes! Neat. And it doesn't use that much mana, either. This is actually a fairly decent weapon. And it hits pretty hard. What was that I was saying about I think I'll find some weapons inside the dungeon? This is going well. There's a bunch more loot in this chest, but I can't hold it all right now. Right now, the only thing I'm leaving behind is glow sticks. But I might... Actually, I've got the piggy bank. I've got the piggy bank on me, so if I can get somewhere safe-ish, I might put down the piggy bank. Yeah, here's more kind of like rooms of the dungeon. There's another potion on the ground over here. Alright, let's see after I defeat this guy. Nice. If I can throw down the piggy bank, and then just store a bunch of stuff in it that I don't need to be holding right now. And until I come under attack, and then I will open this back up. And... Alright, I don't need to be holding that. Bones, apparently. Oh, that's spikes. Oh, crap. Alright, now that I'm under attack by a caster, I definitely need to get out of there. Kill this guy, so I don't take hits while I'm fiddling around in my inventory. Need to get through this cursed guy as well. Here's another caster. Oh, crap, this bones. There we go. Alright, I don't think the rest of the guys can get me, and so let's put a few more things away. I don't need 60 healing potions. I don't need to be carrying acorns. I don't need the spiky balls right now. Alright, that's good enough. We freed up some inventory slots. Oh, there's a dungeon slime. So, you see the dungeon slime, and basically... Ah! This thing swings so fast, I can just hold down the button and tank the damage. The dungeon slime always drops a key. And so that's a nice property of the dungeon slimes. You can see they have like a key like inside their body. If I jump up here, will he teleport up next to me here? Maybe not. There he is. Okay, he does teleport. Great. Great, great, great. And I'm gonna pick up this pink chair because it looks pretty. I don't know. Oh crap, and I just saw, I forgot about that dart trap. Ouch. Spikes. And what is that thing? You see this thing on the ground. It looks like some kind of special chest or something, maybe? Maybe that's like a special dungeon chest?